Hi, everybody. Wagner Nolasco here from Build to Rent Direct, again from Orlando, Florida. And today I have some very special guests. Anthony, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Wagner, for allowing us to stay here and sharing our knowledge. That's great.
Thank you, Lucelia. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us here. We feel really honored to be here.
Well, you're probably asking yourself, Wagner, who are those people? What are they going to be talking about today? The most important is they actually founded a company called Novarize. They're actually based in New York City. They are a real estate investor. But most important, I'm going to talk to you about Anthony and Lucelia. They have touched over 16 million lives. What? How is that related to real estate? It is because they actually were exposed and they assisted over 16 million lives to change their lives and focus in what matters in life, which is financial freedom. You know, you rent your properties, you get cash flow, you retire well. So they've been helping people unconditionally for a long time, and it's my pleasure and honor to be here with you guys, just understanding what motivated you? I mean, I have so many questions, but let's just start by the basics, right? What motivated you guys? What you're doing before you started Novarize and start touching people in a personal level? I mean, what was the driver?
So funny enough, Novarize started as an accident. So a couple of years ago, I started investing in real estate, and I expanded relatively fast. So I was able to build my portfolio to up to 24 doors in a matter of 6 months.
Wow.
And people were asking me, how did you do it? How did you do it? And I didn't mind at the beginning, but then eventually I realized that it was taking a lot of my time, and I wanted to keep learning.
Hold on, 24 doors in 6 months, you were able to do it?
Yes. Looking back, I wouldn't do it, but because it was such a steep learning curve, a lot to catch up on. But that was the result of desperation. So we were talking about it earlier. My father was actually retired from Venezuela and moved to the States, and literally a month after he felt really ill, and I realized I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't even provided him with a safe room or like a nice bed to even rest well until he got better. And so that desperation led me to real estate. Mind you, at the time, I already had one small rental, and it was more of like a retirement plan that I had. But now I'm like, okay, I know real estate can help me get there, but I need to figure out how to do it faster so I can get access to that cash and help my father, and then use the cash flow to just, make it work along the side. And so one thing led to another, and that's how Novarize came, because people wanted to learn about how I did it. And that's when Anthony came up with this idea and said, hey, how about we record a bunch of videos and put it on YouTube, and then every time people ask you, how do you do it, you just send them over there. And slowly we started growing, and then more and more people came to us and say, well, I want my mom to learn about this, or my cousin or my aunt. Do you have this content in Spanish? And that's how we ended up creating it in Spanish now.
One of the things I believe, Wagner, is that there's so many things that a person can do, right? So you're only one person, you can only talk to that many people. So when I proposed that idea to Lucelia, let's create a YouTube channel and let's start sharing this knowledge to other people, I knew that we can impact so many more lives, because it has one video, and with that one video, you can basically teach a lot of people. And you can not only be restricted only to the United States, but you can actually go internationally. Because now with our YouTube channel, we have about 226,000 subscribers. We can see the demographics, and actually we see the people from Mexico, from Brazil, from a lot of countries around the world are watching us. So yeah, just a little bit on what we were doing.
I'm very proud of you guys. It's very easy to do the easy thing and do well and not share the knowledge or not share the pathway, right, on how to do it. But you guys went above and beyond. Not only you created the videos, you exposed yourself on YouTube. I watch a whole bunch of videos. I love the video. My favorite one is about the Tesla, that he's the chief marketing officer of your company. Yeah. So, you guys are true educators, and I know there's a lot of not good content out there. So how, and this question is for Anthony and Lucelia, of course, but Anthony, how did you actually find the right niche, and how do you actually determine what content is right and what people can actually look for on preventing to look for information that it's not accurate? Because there's a lot of that in the internet.
Okay, just to take a little bit back, the reason why we decided to start making content, right, and start helping a lot of people is because we saw that a lot of people who were sharing their knowledge on the internet, they only gave you a glance of what they really think is, right? They don't share the entire information, and because they only share a little bit, so you can, spike your curiosity, and then you will go and they will ask you to buy their course. And we didn't want that. We actually wanted to share a lot of knowledge and share a lot of knowledge that we can actually make an impact in their lives. So we also sell our coaching program, but if they don't want to purchase our coaching program, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think part of it also has to do with the fact that, and you mentioned it as well, Wagner, it's all about creating quality, right? So yeah, you can share the same, I don't know, maybe 2% and then have people come to you for the remaining 98. But we don't want that, because we want to improve lives and set the groundwork. Sometimes you want them to become your customer, but if you don't teach them how to be financially, not even free, financially knowledgeable, how can they become your customer? It doesn't mean people don't want to buy your product or invest with you, but you need to help them get there. So it's more about I'll provide you with the tools, teaching you how to fish. Then once you're ready, then you come to us. When we started in the U.S., when we first moved in, we didn't know anything. And I remember I would ask the question, people would look at me like, oh, this girl, like, oh, there she goes. And I struggle because I couldn't find that information. It would take me a long time to figure something out. And now with the way the world is, so many people coming from to the States looking for a much better quality, why not help them with that transition instead of having them relive what we relived? If we help create a better world, we already got half of the equation along the way. People think that, oh, if I share this, that means they're going to be my competition. Let me break it down to you. Nobody wants to be your competition. There is so much wealth and so much money out there, and there's so many opportunities to create your own niche, just like we managed to create our own niche. And that's all you need to do. Figure out how to add value, which is something that you do. There's a lot of developers out there, a lot of builders, but then your product is very different, and there's a reason why you attract people like us and you attract other customers to come to you because of what you do.
I want to tell, just 1 second, Anthony. I want to tell everybody why I think it's important that you actually pay attention to Anthony and Lucelia is this. A lot of people will go on the internet, they'll create content, but they don't have any real estate. So how can you be a real estate investment advisor if you don't own any real estate? So people, stop that. Go to the people that actually are on the street, buying property, fixing property, renting property, collecting rent, going through the troubles that we will go one day. Things are going to break down. How do they address it? So relate yourself with people that has expertise in the industry. And that's why I'm so proud of having you guys here. You have changed not only a lot of, people in the U.S., but also outside of the U.S. You guys are huge in the Latin community, and that's, very dear to my heart. I'm from Brazil. I'm an American citizen. I love the U.S., but, how can we help people that usually don't have the opportunity to gather the information? So, Anthony, maybe you can answer your question. I apologize, I cut you short, but also let me know, how can we do that? Helping people is so much pleasurable. I'd rather give somebody something than to receive. That's, the pleasure of giving. So tell us, what can we do to assist? What can our listeners do to assist somebody that is in need? How can they actually guide them in the right direction for information?
I would say sharing videos. You can share this podcast. You can share Wagner's information. That helps a lot in terms of the algorithm with YouTube. Sharing is one of the most important metric in basically that they need to have in order to start recommending more videos to other viewers. So that's very important. And one of the things that we're doing to reach more people right now is to add subtitles in our videos. So we don't want to be just targeting Spanish speakers or English speakers. We actually want to target as many people as we can. And now we're talking about Portuguese, French. So we're doing that. Basically, we want to kind of like expand it to a level that we're going to be impacting at least 1 billion people in the world. And like I said, the way we're going to do it is adding subtitles in our videos, which upfront is costing us a lot of money. But because of our mission is to help educate the world and help transform a lot of lives, we're willing to take that investment from our pocket. And just to give you some numbers, so for every video that we record, it will take us about $100 just to transcribe one video, right, and put it out there. So if we do that for 200 videos, just imagine how much it will be. And also it depends on the length. So if it's a 2-hour video, which most of our videos is about 30, 40 minutes, if it's 1 hour video, it will cost us a little bit more, like $200. So we're putting a lot of money out of pocket solely so we can help other people get more information.
Guys, I don't know if you just start listening to us. Anthony and Lucelia, they actually assisted over 16 million people, not thousands, millions people on actually having access to educational content for real estate. So, Lucelia, tell us a little bit more about you guys personally. I mean, what drives you? Because the amazing work you're doing is so beautiful. You're touching so many people. If you have any advice or anything that actually went right or wrong in your life that you would like to change or not repeat it, or prevent people from doing it, or incentivizing people, well, what is the message? And I'm going to ask you guys individually to share that with us.
Sure. So before we share a bit about ourselves, I want to circle back to that point where you said that content, right? There's so much content out there, not necessarily good quality. And how do you start identifying what's good and what's bad? So part is what Anthony suggested: share. The more you share Wagner's or our content, if you like, you're telling YouTube, hey, there's a demand for this, and people like that. So that's one. And then second, don't let your eyes fool you, because sadly, most people want to see the Ferraris, most people want to see the house tour and all of that stuff. I've been getting, in the past, I've gotten countless of messages saying, how do I really know whether you're an investor or not? Because you haven't shown me any houses. Well, I mean, I wouldn't put my tenant on YouTube and make them feel uncomfortable. That's for one. But then the second thing is, I don't need to prove anything to you. You are the one who needs to trust but verify. It is on you to trust whether the information is accurate. So our followers had put every single piece of information that we've shared with them in practice. We get messages like, thanks to you, I have credit now. Thanks to you, I bought my first home. And we get those a lot in our channel. Thanks to you, I got my second or my third. And thanks to you, I'm retired. I didn't think I would have a future. And now I'm a grandma that bought 4 houses, I think it was.
It was 4 houses.
And now I'm setting an example for my grandchildren. And so that's what really gets us going to really want to do it.
And just to add something about the person, the grandma, she was 80 years old and she bought a bunch of properties for her children. And I was like, and she almost cried. I think she was about to cry.
I'm a crier, so.
So when she heard that. So what motivates me, right? I probably didn't share my story behind me, right? So I was going to college to get my degree. And it got to a point where I was offered a position in a hospital to help people, nutrition, and all that area. And I realized that most people who were working here, they spend about 6 to 7 years in college, right? I'm not trashing college. She has a different perspective than I do. They were earning about $20 an hour. And it surprised me because you get so much in depth, talking about thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's much how you can make. So I decided to not pursue college. I dropped out, and I had a passion for learning about the digital world. How can we work from anywhere in the world? And that's how I started learning about YouTube, how it works, the algorithm. And because I also had my own channel, right, which was all about traveling, I got that experience, and that experience I was able to transfer it to Lucelia so we can complement each other, where I will have the strategy in about marketing and all of that, and she will have her experience in investing. And that's kind of like what motivated me. It was the fact that I didn't want to make $20 an hour after getting so much in depth, and I also wanted to help my family. And at the same time, I touch in one of these points is that there is so much information, they don't get to the point when you're looking for something, and when they give you a little bit of information, they wouldn't share all of it, and they will want you, like the mentors, whoever's creating that video, they will want you to buy their course so they can basically make money from that. And some of the times those courses are not even good. I bought about $200,000 in courses, and I tell you that.
Run to the back of the room.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so there is a lot of.
Yeah, why not?
No, there is a lot about information online, and even after you purchase a course, there's not that many good information. So we learned a couple of things in that, and that's it. Thanks to that experience, since we invested a lot of money in courses, we're able to create a good product that students will benefit from that.
See, that's amazing. At least for me, the highlights that and some of the key points that I took it from them, this is not only about real estate. This is a pathway of improving your credit, being able to purchase more. And I did a quick math in my head. You know, I'm a kind of keep it super simple kind of a guy. But the $200,000 that Anthony spent on courses, that's a down payment for 4 homes in Ocala that we sell. It's like crazy, you know? He could be making a lot more cash flow if he had invested that money properly. But this is actually a transparency podcast to show you that not everything that it's out there can be trusted. It needs to be verified, as Lucelia said. They actually, at Novarise, they have actually a pathway in videos as well that I watch them for free on how to improve your credit, right? So they'll help you in every step of the way in how to become a better educated investor. And again, if you want additional coaching, guess what? It's always worth it. You're only going to get out what you put in. So you put in your time, you buy the education, or you get it for free, whatever you prefer. At the end of the day, their mission is to help you succeed. So thank you, Lucelia. Thank you, Anthony, so much for being here in Orlando, Florida with us, visiting us today. I know you guys are super, super busy. We really appreciate. Thank you so much for watching us. I'm Wagner Nolasco from Build to Rent Direct.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you.